Welcome back to Pet Talk, and take a look at these fabulous African penguin chicks. So very cute. Remember, we had those adorable African penguins on the show earlier this year from the Mystic Aquarium. Well, now you can actually watch the penguin chicks grow from babies to adults by logging onto the Mystic Aquarium's African Penguin web cam. It's interactive and can be seen daily from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. with occasional breaks when the chicks are removed from the room. So you want to check it out, and you want to check out this gorgeous, beautiful owl. Absolutely a sign that spring has sprung. Let's find out more from our friends Jeff and his son Sebastian from Audubon Greenwich, and our wonderful friend Dara from Wildlife in Crisis. Thank you all for being here on our St. Patty's Day celebration. We're so happy you could come. And of course, spring has sprung, and we're going to start with you, Dara, because you have that beautiful, beautiful owl on your lap, and it's a barred owl.
This is a barred owl. Her name is Betsy Ross, and this is her debut on TV. Unfortunately, she was hit by a car this winter, and her wing healed, but unfortunately, she can't fly as well as she needs to find prey. So we're going to be using her as an educational bird.
Oh, she is just beautiful, and I guess it's a good time to remind folks that since spring has sprung, we need to think about our animal friends, and I know this is a time when you get so many calls because there's a lot of babies out there.
Yes, baby season will soon be upon us. We get everything from owls to hummingbirds to turtles to possums. In addition to owls being hit on the road, possums are usually, often hit on the road. And when you find a possum on the road, often there are babies in the pouch because they're marsupials.
Yeah.
So that's something that we often tell people. So just be even more careful when you're driving, in the spring and summer months for animals out there, especially babies that'll be following their mothers or possibly in their mother's pouch.
And one of the animals you talked about, Jeff is holding, and this little turtle was hurt, you said, by, well, in this case it was a dog, but this is an example. And I know, Jeff, you mentioned that they go out in the street and you don't want to put it in a place it doesn't belong.
Absolutely. A box turtle is one of those very, we could say, threatened or endangered turtles. There's not very many of them in Connecticut. This one is very territorial, and if you take him out of his range, his native area where he's grew up in, he will be disoriented, and he will keep walking and walking until he finds that place where his home, and he'll often cross a road and get hit by a car. So please, with a box turtle, these are very important, just to leave exactly where you find them. As you can see, this one lost its legs with a doggy.
So sad. Oh, and it's such a cutie.
Dara's done a good job healing him.
Oh, and I know one of the things that we think about, which Sebastian is certainly thinking about, are worms. And Sebastian, you said you like to garden. I know you, right?
Yes.
And what do you do with the worms, with the composting? You do that with Dad?
I put them in the soil.
You put them in the soil. And then what happens? We use them for composting? Yeah. So this is a prime example of how you can get your kid involved in the programs that you're talking about.
On April 25th, we're going to have a lady named Wendy Bounds from the Wall Street Journal who did a whole bunch of articles about composting methods, and she's going to review worm composting and several other neat methods that people could use beyond the outdoor pile, So
that's a lot of fun. And again, you should bring your children to that, or adults too. I know you also have some wonderful films coming up, and very popular.
We do. We've recently filmed Fresh the movie and had a sold-out crowd. We look forward to March 28th is going to be a chemical reaction at our Audubon Center in Greenwich. And then on April 23rd, we're going to have the movie called Tapped, all about bottled water. Both are spectacular films, and it's a great place to come and see a movie. We have a huge screen, and we always have a good conversation afterwards.
It's great. What a great activity. So plenty to do. Folks can log on to your website, and also, of course, Dara, Wildlife in Crisis, planning to expand, hopefully, but you're still looking for some donations.
We are, and for baby season as well.
Yeah, and you need the help, and you do such great work there. So folks, log on to both websites. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Sebastian. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dara. Happy St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, indeed.
All right.
Here
And
comes spring.
that's right. And before we go and say goodbye, we want you to take another look, please, at Jake. He is still missing. Jake was last seen in the area near Wolf Pit Avenue in Norwalk. As you might imagine, his mother, Joan, is beside herself. He's been missing now for almost 2 weeks. So please, if you see Jake, call Joan, his mom, at 1-763-852-7867. Thank you all for joining us. Happy St. Patty's Day to everybody. Happy spring. This has been Pet Talk.